ask you about this, about farm service agent. You know, every county, every state, every county in the United States have a farm service agent. You know about that, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. I was doing research on state. I was going by state farm service agent, and in doing so, that's when I ran across Timothy Washington. That's how I found it.
Mm.
And when I saw it, then I took a look at it. And when I took a look at it, and I said, this is what God been telling me about all along.
So you found me under the Farm Service Agency?
No, no. Wait, what about the farm service agent?
Oh, you said you found me where?
No. I was doing researching state farm service agent, and I ran across Timothy Washington Garden.
Oh, through the states. Okay.
I was working on researching state farm service agency, and for some reason or another, I was doing something, and I ran across Timothy Washington Garden, Austin, Texas. That's how I found you.
Okay. Well, I'm
Now
glad I'm in the system.
now you know how I found you, and I was telling you this what God had been telling me about all along. Now that I like real simple when you say I want to know what it is and what farming is. That's what stuck on my heart. You wanted to know what it
Right.
was and what it was about and the concept. Okay? And that's what my life been about. And that my family farming. And my mother told me when my grandmother with my grandmother was picking cotton out of this cotton field on this white family farm, she had a son about the same age as my dad. And why my mother told me this now, why my grandmother was picking cotton, she would nurse her son and my dad. So I grew up to see we farmed that land. This lady, she was operating the farm. And one day I was there on the farm working with the tractor, and she got up and let the cows out of the lot. She set them up every night, and she went in and put on her bunny and got that bucket with the nail and the hammer, and she went around and patched up the fence and that. So that was a woman operating the farm. I saw that. And then next to us, my Uncle Jesse Newsom and Lizzie, that she would plow the mule and plant the cotton and that. She had a wonderful garden at that. So I got an early start when I was small, real small, and I grew up on the farm. And I'm gonna close out on this. My first job was my mother did not work in the field on the farm. She had her own big garden and a big yard, and she had chickens. And my first job and my brother was to keep the chickens out of the yard and keep the chickens out of the garden. And that was a lot of fun. And I felt sorry for the old rooster. But anyway, then we would take the buckets and clean out the chicken house and get the chicken manure and put in the garden. That was my first job coming up on the farm. And then my older brother, we didn't have no cow then. We had a goat or two. And one old goat was bad at getting out and getting over in the cotton field. And we go and get the goat and catch the goat. And then we get him over in the pasture. Then my brother would give him a whipping, tell him don't get back in there long. and coming up, and then growing up, and then my dad one day got the tractors, and I was so young, and the tractor ran away from me a few times, and so forth. So what farming is all about, and when I saw that you wanted to know, I said, well, I'm going to send this to her to let her know that she can learn what farming is all about. Okay, so that's what I wanted to tell you that, and I wanted to tell you personally that it's the good faith effort of digging in the soil successfully, raising food to feed the family. Okay.
All right. I appreciate it. I had got the letter too when you talked about the farmer that you helped with the claim.
What were you saying now?
I received when you wrote me the letter and said that in 2000 you helped the black farmer with one of their claims.
Oh yeah. That on the black farmer thing, that I had a cousin. Yeah, this is something you want to know. I had a cousin who was a construction worker. Now listen to this now. He was a construction worker and a pipeline worker, and he was on that farm, and he was diversifying to raise cattle and become a farmer. And one day he was on his way home or listened to the radio, and he heard about the claim for a black farmer claim. And he called in and they sent him a claim. And he filed his claim, successful, filed it March, write it down, March the 31st of 99. March the 31st of 99, he filed it. And he went on, and whoever he was working with did not know what to do, and this and that. And they did it. And he came to me November the 13th, you write that down, November the 13th of 2000 with this problem. And I didn't know nothing about it. But, not his claim, and not the black farmer settlement. But I knew what needed to be known. And I took it about 2002. I had made it all the way to the office of the minister. And the office of the minister say, Mr. Booker, you took a little old bitty thing and made a big thing out of it. We made a mistake. We set the standard too high for black farmers to prove a claim. And you have made a big deal of that, and so forth. Now, back to what you were saying you wanted to know. He did not know the theory, what a claim consists of, and how he was discriminated against. He didn't know that. And so I understood that concept, and I proved that he had a claim, and he won his case. But I didn't know nothing about it when he came to me, and it was late, and we got in reference to the 2008, and I was a pro se with that, and I wrote to the judge, the soul of the black farmer, and the judge told Obama, you're going to need Mr. Whitworth in order to sell it. So I did that, and now, I'm quite sure I sent you that big old ad about 1920 and 2020, 100 years.
I do have it.
You saw that, right?
Yeah, I do have it. I did see it.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay, that is what's very important. That is what's very, very important. That 100 years of USDA and how people have been denied that investigation for nutrition. And that's what people should look at. And now the key to that, I believe 1930, when Congress established the Farm Service Agent in 1930. And so this is what people need to be looking at, and what they need to be looking at, getting the facts as to what the government had done and what the government had denied to people. And this is the type of criteria that people need to know and understand when they start talking about some type of reparation. You got to talk about what the government had done and what had been denied to people. That's why you get reparation. You cannot just talk about reparation because of what you think and what you believe. You get reparation on what had been done, like 100-year of nutrition investigation and the programs in there. You look at what they had put in place and what they had not
put in place
to the people. Okay. Okay.
Right. So that's basically what the order of operational oppression is basically and when I read it, that's why I had to text you and ask you what you meant by that, because I was like, oh my God, my farm is operating under some real severe oppression.
Well, that's what the judge would love for someone that stood up in the court and told them the operation oppression of the discrimination of the black farmer versus USDA. That's what they need. And so now that's what you build on with that, show the oppression, okay?
Okay. All right. So okay. I really appreciate you.
It was something I want to say now. So I mail you a letter today that saying I want to clear understanding what you need about, you want to know what farming is, that. And I like when you said you want to teach other people to know and understand that. And that's what stuck on my heart, and that's what they need to know. Okay.
Right. And that's what I felt like it was what you was talking about. I said that's what I feel like it is what you were talking about. It was the families, how we were together with our hands in the soil. We were working to build sustenance for our loved ones, and I believe that that's what farming is. And I want to be able to teach that to people, that we have to go back to that family and food at the table and really coming together and breaking bread. Like you said, you was on, your auntie had that beautiful garden, and y'all going out and trying to keep the chickens from getting into the garden and eating up all the veggies, and it's fun, but you know that if the chickens gonna eat up all those pretty greens, and
but, let me say this here, that the creation of the earth, Adam and Eve's in the garden, and my family, my dad is the first generation of farming in this particular tract of land. Well, he started his own thing, and one day I was out there helping him work with the tractor, and we were trying to do a repair to one of the big tractor tires, and I had a big sledgehammer. Apparently that I was showing a weakness in wrestling, and he was not impressed with my performance, and he said, when I was your age inside, I had my little buggy going up the hill with it. That's what you want to know about the farming, how he started. And my mother said some white man told him one day to go pick him out 2 tracts of land, and someday he would do good. This is the farming, and I want to say this one let you go. That one spot he picked was up on the hill. It was 55 acres. 55 acres. And he signed a contract with Forest Production Manufacturing of Iowa to cut the timber. And my brother said that he must have had something going real good. He ended up buying that 55 acres of land. What he did, he bought on a contract.
Mm.
And now, the point is, what you want to know what farming is now. Went up in the woods, in the forest, on the hill, them trees were 100-some feet tall, they said. And he cut the timber and bought the land on the contract. And I do believe in 1927, and my mother had a daughter born in 27, and I do believe when he was cutting the timber, she was working behind him, picking up the treetops and everything, and she had a baby on that place. And they settled on the place, and this should be 95 years, and that's where all the kids were born except the first two, and the last one was born only one was born in the hospital out of 19. And so we call it now the Wooded Family Nest, and that's what Book of Nutrition Garden is at. And that's what I want to write the concept of what the family farming operation oppressing a living on earth.
Right.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. Definitely. That's what it is. And it makes me want to cry.
Yeah, okay, it's the same thing as Adam and Eve in the garden. It's the same thing. But then when you on your tract of land, you're gonna do what was in the garden with Adam and Eve. You're gonna select it and you're gonna do it and you're gonna produce it to what you want it to be produced at. That's what the operation oppressing, okay?
All right.
Okay, so when you I wrote you a letter and that, and there's something else I wanted to point out to what I want you to continue to believe and teach the people of what the on earth or the operation is. And let me just say this: what Dr. George Carver did not have an opportunity to do because his need was something different. Now I'm going to say this. He had to deal with the soil, the problem with the soil. He had to doctor up the soil and deal with the insects and all of that and so forth. He didn't have much as to growing the food except the peanuts and making stuff out of the peanuts and sweet potatoes and that and so forth. But he did not get a chance to, on the level that what you are dealing with right now, and growing your own food, and that, and when you grow your own food, he did say there was many plants on earth could be used for medicine, and that's what we need to find out what we growing to medicine. Now they saying marijuana for medicine and that and so forth. When George Washington Carver, I told them that many plants could be for that, and we need to be growing that. And I remember we used to go down by the creek. You probably hear your grandmothers. We used to go by the creek and get the turkey vine. You ever tell the turkey vines?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that and so forth. But right now, today I transferred the lettuce from the cups into the gallon jugs, and you see they growing stuff in jugs now and pop bottles and that, and it's just gonna be what Adam and Eve was telling the people when they was in the garden. Okay.
All right.
All right. So you should, when you get my letter, that what I'm gonna do is saying I want you to teach it and I want you to do it. And my family is a true Negro coming up compared to now. I did the research on the coming of Negroes since 1619 to the New World. They took my research and they went the wrong way with it. I want to do the coming of Negroes to the New World in 1619 and show them what the real Adam and Eve's operational pressure on earth is supposed to be. And that's what we need to be doing, and that's what we're going to have to do, and show these people how they can live a decent life growing their own food and that and so forth. And they're going to show them how to make the medicine and that and so forth and that. And that's what they're going to need. And that's what I want you, when you said you were willing to teach others to do that and so forth. So now you're going to show all your hard work. You're going to come out. And I was looking at something the other day for manufacturing. or the robot was stocking the stuff away. The robot. So we're going to have to be the robot on the earth at Adam and Eve, the operational present, okay? So get in the Sunday school class and tell them that in the Sunday school class and in the classroom. And that's what I want you to have, what my family did. And I'm just telling you some of the things that what my family did. And my dad, when he planted enough 3 times more than what he need. He have enough for everybody, okay? So this is what you want to teach, okay? It's not to meet you, and nobody told me about you. God led me up to you, and now I want to give you the blessing that you're entitled to, and I want God to spur you the will to do and teach others that, okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I was overwhelmed because I was reading it.
For the record, just write me a couple of lines and send it to me. I mailed you something today saying I want really clear understanding what you mean you really want to know. And that's what I want to show. And so then you saying that you had an idea, but you want to know. And always nothing wrong with asking.
Right.
And a second opinion. And believe in it and stand up to it and do it. And that's why you doing what you are doing, because you know and you understand it. And when you know and understand something, you do it and you have no doubt about it. And when people are questioning you or doing it, well, you and your God, and you're enjoying it, and He gonna bless you with that, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so
I will drop you a line, and I'll get that out here tomorrow.
Yeah, good. And now then we just getting to know each other. Then I want to convey to you now I was talking to a friend yesterday. I told her about it, and I talked to her today. We have a neighbor. I think it's the second family. We've been at our 175 acre farm. October would be 95 years. Our neighbor next to us got 120 acres, and this year would be 100 years. But I think the cousin were there 100 years in 1919 or 1917. But anyway, I want to celebrate him 100 years because he was the last one to stop using the mule wagon and so forth. And so 100 years independent. Now listen, him and his family was the foundation of what my dad was success. They were independent.
Right.
And they're what people, and it's a black community. Because of their independence, he was able to grow and do what needed to be done, and he helped them and inspired them. And one day, this family went to over the vote, and when they went over there together, they would not let them vote. They came back and got him, and he went with them, and there was no question asked. This is what I want you to teach to our people of what we need to know to be who we are supposed to be, okay?
Right.
Okay. Right. So God had put me in touch with who He know I need to be in touch with, okay?
All right. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for talking to me, and we're gonna stay in touch. And I'll be sending, and I'll write you tonight and get that out tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, we just getting to know each other, and then it's all gonna be. And like I say, I hope they have a Juneteenth program to celebrate this 100 years. And I was telling Lady, I said, I would like for Lieutenant White to be a speaker be part of that 100 years. Is the independency. So now, you know what fun it is, but the real independent, and what that means, that we don't have to talk about prejudice and racism. And one of the neighbors adjacent to us, he always worked by himself on his farm, and he told me, he said, now this is independent. He said, in the 30s, when my mother and father had 6 children during the 30s. Now listen, he said during the 30s, they had money and they didn't have nothing to spend it on. They had money and they didn't have nothing to spend it on. This is the world that I want you to teach, that what we could have and what we're going to need to do today. Okay? Okay. All right? You take care. Appreciate the call back. Okay?
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Man, y'all just don't even know. Girl is oppressed out here as a black farmer, and that is crazy. Oppressed for hundreds and hundreds of years, when all we were supposed to be doing was growing the food and feeding each other. Man. Right. So I have to go. So I gotta go to these people and tell them, y'all gotta pay me. Y'all don't have to pay me, because I can guarantee the one person in the world they should have never fucked with was a black fucking farmer, fool. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? They most definitely got me fucked up. Hold on, I'm gonna be right back. Whew. Man, hold up. I thought I was tripping. I thought I was tripping too, right? I thought I was tripping because I was like, man, Roxanne. Sound like my dog was hurting. I thought I was tripping too, right? Because this man was just like, you know, whoo. I sent you something in the mail. And I'm like, he sent me something in the mail. So this been like almost 2 weeks now. 2 weeks now. But he sent it to my old house and we moved already, right? So when I got it, I was reading it and I was like, what is this? Operation Oppression? Operation Oppression? Y'all got me out here struggling, working under an oppressed environment. What? Got you. This is it, right? Y'all know I come with receipts. And speaking of, since I come with receipts, I do have something special for y'all, but let's make another call real quick. See, this is where all my conversations blow up. Hold on, make another call right quick. See if she
I'll just talk to you later, okay?
Who, me?
All right.
Oh.
Bye. Hey, Tiffany.
Hey, what's going on?
Not too much. Just, girl, I have not been able to leave. It has been one person after another here, and it's just crazy. They finally finished the security system, and it's just been all day.
Yeah, I'm recording my a YouTube video. So you on my YouTube video live.
You said so what?
I said so you on my YouTube video live right now. It's like you called in the KAZI. You on the line with Farmer Nancy. We got our first call, y'all.
Yeah, so you know what? So this is what I have to say after just after seeing it. First of all, I saw your post and I absolutely feel the exact same way. I don't trust anybody that has to deal with the Black Embassy. I think that it's a crock of shit because, first of all, until you make all of these public allegations and comments about the organization structure, they didn't change. They didn't get into. They didn't get this deep into changing the structure of the organization until you made comments about it. They weren't a CDC initially. They weren't a CDC when I was a part of their intricate board. I'm also watching the people that are saying that they're board members, and I don't care if this is being recorded or not, because what I'm saying, I would say out loud to Jesus Christ. I feel like it's crazy. Let's start ringing. I think it's just crazy that many of the people that are still a part of the board are people who they feel have some type of elitism and that are willing to hide their secrets. And that's bothersome. That's very bothersome to me. And I don't trust anybody who would go through this much to change what somebody called them out about, to make sure that they had it totally insulated from any ability for the public to call for their financial records. And it's just bothersome. It really is. I just, Nelson has told me many times outside of the meetings, that he was totally unaware of any kind of financial transactions, any of that. He shared that several times. And I can't believe that he is ignorant to all of this when he's still tumbling or walking alongside of all of this crazy. And I have relatives that are involved in this who I know are good people, and it just bothers me that they're still promoting this kind of bullshit. And then when you look at the African American Leadership Institute and you just think about everything that they're purporting to do, I find that most of the leaders of all the organizations are actually they're going through that leadership thing, but Chaz hasn't.
No, he get the call around and see if you serious about it.
Right. but Mimi's gone, and all other. It looks crazy. It looks crazy, and it just doesn't feel like anything that is empathetic or anything that is working towards the good of marginalized community members. It just doesn't. And for Terry Mitchell, who is a self-proclaimed millionaire, for her to give out $50 little allotments during the Amplify Austin doesn't show millionaire status to me. It just shows somebody that wants to show up as a donor. You should have kept that $10 and maybe put it in our own gas tank, I guess. I'm just sick of it.
She should have did something. She most definitely should have did something.
So that's my thoughts right now. Answer questions. Be transparent about stuff.
And I feel like I shouldn't have to keep asking y'all the same questions. They have yet to answer my questions from last year, Latrice. They have yet to answer my questions from last year.
No, they're not going to answer them because, what I continue to think about is how they try to make sure that you and even Victor Reed and some other people weren't even admitted to their sessions, community sessions, without you all being told what you could or could not do. And I even remember Stacey Shane actually not wanting to fill out one of their forms and being taken to task about it. So they were data jockeying. So they were getting all this data.
So that's
what they were doing it for money.
For that report, for the report for measure.
It's just sad. And you know, and what's even worse is you can put this information out there via your YouTube, Facebook page, or whatever, and they will respond and say that you're self-hate, you're jealous, they don't know what you do for a living, all these things, because they don't want to be questioned about getting rich on the back on the pain of other people. If you are willing to walk hand in hand and not question it and receive whatever proceeds they deem you are worthy of based on how valuable you are to this cartel, then they ostracize you and then they call you names. You know, you're loony. That was what Terry Mitchell called me. You know, that I was loony because I asked for my organization to be removed from this. You know, I just find it crazy. None of these people even had any value or any budgets until the pandemic and the George Floyd murder. Now they have become these community.
They can put out data. They can put out full page data reports. Oh my God, building an embassy, the town hall evaluation. This is a whole report. So they put this report out in July of 2021 because that can't be true. Because maybe it is, because they was collecting my data in March.
Yeah.
But Latrice, the part about it is how do they say that it's 13% of people here who say that racism does not affect them? They said that 13% of the Black people say racism don't affect them here, but it's only 7% of us here in Austin. So that's 13% of the 7% that say they not affected. They say it does. They say that they don't. You know. So then, what is? It's only 30. What? I'm confused.
But you know, I don't. But I guess I don't care whether they said it was 13% or if they said it was 0.3%. They know even without that, they know that people feel discriminated against, wrong. Almost every other Black, if you had a room of 5 Blacks, you might have one that will make that statement that they put in that report. But 4 of them are going to say that they are affected in Austin, Texas, on a regular and consistent basis with differential treatment. That in addition to racial treatment. This is crazy for them to even consider, even put that in a report and feel like it has a lot of validity.
This is surface work. They only did this one time. They held this town thing. These are all the pictures from the event that I went to and went off it. They did this. They compiled all of this information. Yes. They compiled all of this information from that one thing, that one event.
Well,
how can you speak for me in such a way? How can you say? So I guess I must be one of the 13% that say they is severely affected. I gotta be. It said I gotta be one of the 13%. Because it says 13% of respondents say having been impacted in all ways. I'm impacted in all ways. every way, economic resource. How do y'all? That don't make no sense.
Well, how many surveys did they receive?
They only did the one survey. They might have did. They only had 2 other town halls. I think one. See, I can't call it because after the town hall I went to, they went stealth mode. You had to have a invitation, and they did them like through the Zoom. And then the couple,
that's right.
You remember the couple ones that they were gonna have, they ended up canceling them.
Yeah, because I think the pandemic was like in full swing too. In all fairness to them, I think maybe that was a part of it. Was that before they had? I'm not sure if that was after they really, started telling people again to stay in and not gather or whatever. So maybe that could have been it. But I just want to go back to the Leadership Institute, because I think that it all goes hand in hand. I mean, all these people they're all a part of each other, right? And I looked at just their sponsors, their inaugural sponsors and stuff. I was just talking to someone about this whole thing that has been an intricate part of the whole group of Nooks and all of them when they first started, who just shared with me that this whole thing was for them to create large entities that could be the recipient of major dollars. So these Black new entities that are coming out are entities that they can filter dollars through. And none of them, I don't know if the OLI, as they call it, I'm not sure if it's a 501c3 totally or not. And and then you have the majority of people having to go through that and literally be blessed to complete it in order for them to be connected to other leaders in the community and some corporations. If you listen to their introduction video that tells you about it, it tells you what you will receive once you go through it and complete it. And when you listen to it, basically, you just get a blessing to participate in the Glee Club.
Right.
It doesn't give you anything else substantial out of that. What's the point?
Right. And that's why I was asking, what is it that I'm supposed to do? Where is this financial service? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
It's so, like, the financial services is just what you said, the structural layout, and none of these, it goes out to the people, the community. How, when, and how, and where do we sign up? They got the oversight committee, but we already asked, who is that? That's them, each other. They've been running amok. Areas of emphasis: housing, public safety, transportation. None of y'all do none of this stuff in none of these places. I'm so confused. And after the phone call I just had on the phone, I can honestly say that they are supporting the oppression that I've had to endure here as a Black farmer, when all I want to do is grow food. That's it.
Well, as you are able to grow food, because, you definitely will have a lot of support in the upcoming months that won't have anything to do with the Black Embassy or whatever, because at this point, they all are very well aware of your being the only Black farmer, a Black woman veteran farmer on top of everything else. And none of them still have reached out to you. And they haven't reached out to you because you are not willing to be silenced and stop talking about them. And that's unfortunate because if a person still has a viable business, white people can go behind your back and call you a nigger, and you still go take your car to them and get it fixed.
That's crazy.
We have a different measure of who we embrace when we are running the money, based on how they treat us and if we like them, not on their goods and services, but on whether we like them or not. If you are a impartial funder, you can't go and say, you know what? Oh, Tiffany came in here and applied for some loan money today. We need to deny her because she said something about Brina. She said something about Terry. She said something about whoever. It's sad that these people are asking to represent the Black community, and they have isms about people in the community who they would help. They would spit water on if they were on fire. I'm over it, and I'm so greatly disappointed. I have to say this. I think I may have shared this with you. I have always supported Nook. I supported Jump on It I thought it was a good thing. I've always supported them. I have personally, financially helped them for an event that they were going to have. We did that. They can't lie about that. We wrote them a check to help them. They have never given our organization one dime, not $5, nothing. And if I tell you that I am gravely disappointed that I sent an email to just ask for my organization to be taken off the board just in case all kind of crazy happened, and I didn't want something that we had built 16 years to go in the fire. Me personally, I was fine with it, but I didn't want my organization attached. And because of that, and when that happened, I wrote it to Nook and copied other people, and he didn't even respond to me. I've never had anything negative to say about this brother except uplift him. I think even right now today, he is one of the best voices on air as far as promos I've ever heard. And I've heard people from everywhere. But I would never, ever, I will never trust him again. I have no confidence in him because he didn't care enough about me to see about me and make sure that I wasn't injured. And so I have no respect for that. And I think when you brought up a great point a couple of days ago about you never know, you don't even know where does she come from? What credentials her to be in a driver's seat? What does her resume look like? Who is she? These people are imposters, and they're not committed to our community. They're not. They couldn't be.
Well, I know that my weekend was super filled.
That's an understatement.
I mean, we was out here shutting down the city and whatnot because they had some nerve, but everybody gonna be all right.
Can I just say to you, bravo again for not allowing the fact that South by Southwest is such a prestigious platform. Everybody who gets to do something on South by Southwest is, freeze framing, taking pictures. Hey, look at me, I'm on South by Southwest. I'm so glad that you didn't allow that to make you not tell the truth that needed to be heard by the people who are participating in South by Southwest. South by Southwest, for all these years, they have never donated a dime to any Black organization the first 5 years of their inception, never. They were able to give money to who they wanted to, but they were infiltrating the Black East, and this is before East Austin was gentrified. They were going over there doing all kind of little concerts, this, that, and the other, every time South by Southwest came through, and they gave no money back to the Black community. They are now, because you have people who are friends with the mayor or other people who have introduced them to the big wigs of South by Southwest, and now they're giving us droppings. Let me be real specific and say rat droppings of a little money. This event makes millions of dollars, and we feel that this is something to be boastful about when they give us rat droppings of dollars to help any of our plights. But you're excited about being on South by Southwest platform. Thank you, Tiffany, for keeping it real. Thanks for keeping it real and recognizing that they come from all over, from wherever they come from, and they use their power and everything else to maybe allow us to grace their stage. And we're so mesmerized by that bullshit that we won't even tell them that you come from wherever you come from, and you run all over East Austin with no consideration for anything that's going on, and then you don't pay us. Because we're supposed to be proud to be on the stage of South by Southwest for free.
For free.
When they make millions of dollars.
And do you know what, Emily? We talked about, because Emily had asked me what had happened, and I told her that I had to shut it down, and they ain't paid me. She was like, well, I don't think they pay anyone for those panels. I was like, I don't care. That don't got nothing to do with me. I ain't anybody. Like, what? Girl, you must didn't know.
But even if that's true, and they don't pay, because there are a lot of times that you participate in panels and stuff like that, and
yeah,
they may pay for you, maybe.
But that's an understanding. That's an understanding. There's no understanding when you're asking me to come speak on a panel at South by Southwest. I don't care where it's at. Like, my favorite food truck man just have to move his food truck because they charging $1,000 for the park for the day. So I gotta wait for 10 days for him to come back before I can eat that Indian cuisine again. That ain't right. So that's what I'm saying. If you gotta pay $1,000 just to park your food truck downtown, come on now. Come on now. That's an insult. Like you said, it's an insult, and it's an insult. It's a straight up insult. So
and we're allowing it, and we're allowing it again because we
across the board.
We love entertainment.
And they just fighting for, and they're all fighting for the exposure. I don't want exposure. I need something tangible. I need something that can move what it is I'm trying to do, because I'm trying to move these mountains out here in these streets. So being able to go to the rooftop don't help me. Being able to get a doggy bag, I got the bag where it's at. I got the bag where it's at. That don't help me. You know what I'm saying? So all of that was cool and cute, but I brought a young man with me that's 21 years old. I need to figure out how I can pay him for a year so he don't gotta feel like he needs to do anything else besides learn how to plant these seeds and grow this food. That's it. If I can afford for the first time to even able to just bring on just this one Black boy, just to pay him. Like, I didn't even say pay myself. Like, I got 4 kids, and I'm worrying about how to pay somebody else's baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
What about the people that feel, there may be people that are listening to us right now that may feel like, hey, Tiffany's really not struggling. She, as I heard Nelson say this, and I keep throwing him out there because I feel like he's able to hide from the fact of things that he said. that have been negative about situations, but yet he's still a participant.
Right.
To me, that's just two-facedness. But anyway, what about people that say, that you're a veteran, so she probably has veterans pay or some type of disability pay or whatever. And what about a person like Nelson who has said that's not a farm, that's a garden?
That's so disrespectful to try. How you gonna discredit my work? Not even my work, but my space. This is my farm, my happy space. How you just gonna come into my mind and try to dwindle my space down to what you feel like it should be? Because you don't want to hear my big, bold ideas about my space. I just can't.
I think that's a point well taken, but I think
that makes me so nervous.
Why?
No, I'm saying like it makes my nerves bad. Like it makes my nervousness increase because I be just ready to ask these people like, are you for real?
Yeah, they're for real.
Yeah, they be for real.
You know they're for real when they changed something that a few months ago was a .org and now it's a .com.
Yep. And I had to pull up. I had to pull up everything. I had to pull up all. I got every screenshot, Latrice, from when it was a .org. I'm the screenshot queen.
Yeah, I know that now. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I can't screenshot nothing, so I'm just out here on my ass almost the time. But they changed the whole dynamic of what they were doing.
They did.
They did that after they were questioned about it, and because they know that they don't have to show their revenue, they don't have to show their money.
Now they don't. Now they don't have to show. They don't have to show any records. They don't have to show anything. All of this.
Look at this. Agency or organization that they listed, those are all nonprofit organizations.
Exactly.
Future episode. I am gonna have to have you do all this now.
Well, I don't know if Jump On It is. I don't know if that's a nonprofit, but I know the rest of them are nonprofits.
That's crazy. I asked them, is the entity hosting it? And my very first question, my number one question was, is the entity hosting this event in town hall, an organization or business corporation? How are you structured? Is there an open records list of board members and or business officers or partners? May the public be informed? I asked them all of this stuff.
What did they say?
They didn't reply. When I got to the event, they started to talk about, they didn't even do a question session. They broke us into groups for the working groups. And I'm like, hold up. And so then I had to cut up on the little girl that was trying to run the working group. Little girl, how you gonna tell me? Did he give you financial literacy education? I heard you just say that you want financial literacy, shaking your head, saying that would be great. Well, this man standing here behind me been promising y'all that from Joy Outreach Institute at university for the last 10 years. I mean, 15 years. 15 years.
Wow.
I met my sister-in-law when she was 11 years old. She finna be 26. She was going in middle school at what's that middle school? Garza, one of them schools over there. But anyway, she left there and went to LBJ. Mm-hmm. And nothing. They have not had anything to offer these babies in all that time except for social parties. Well, social gatherings and parties.
Well, again, I'm I'm thanking you in advance for, for being willing to speak
Social
out and
gatherings
take
and
the
parties.
hits. Take the hits for those people that call you off the, call you off the, in secret, and who you speak for boldly, and then take all the hits for it. I just thank you for your voice, and the fact that you do this without any thought about how it can continue to alienate you. And I hope that the things that you shared don't have a negative impact on your participation in the Ollie. So.
Oh, I hope not.
Guess we'll know soon enough.
I guess we'll know soon enough. Social parties and social gatherings and parties. That's all the kids get. I mean, that's all they get. I mean, it's cool. Ain't nobody tripping. Everybody wanna have a good time, but y'all ain't teaching them nothing. But it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, if what they feel like they are teaching, if they feel like it's sufficient,
It's
and that's
sufficient.
what and that's they're able to fill that and make the people that give them money believe that, then I'm not mad at them for being able to do that. I just think that they need to be honest with the people that they're standing in front of that looks like them, and tell them that really, we're just doing this so we can get money. We really don't plan to do a damn thing for you.
That's all. What is wrong with that? I feel like what is wrong with just saying that? I feel like what is wrong? Why come y'all just can't put that out there?
Why come? There you go. Exactly. Why come? Shout out to those of us that stay on the outside of all this crazy.
That's what it is. No, most definitely gotta stay on the outside of it. Well, I ain't got nothing going on. I'm finna watch this the rest of this Future of Food live. We gonna watch it together live. And I'm gonna react to the rest of the video. So just call me.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, I'll reach out to you a little bit later. I wanted to call you, and I wanted to, I saw your message, and I thought, let me just reach back out to her now. And, don't let it stress you, Tiffany, and what you did was still a good thing, even though there might be people that don't understand what you did and feel like you shouldn't have done that. Yes, you should have, because you don't need to sit there and perpetrate like, I'm excited about being on here because I have some real things that I need to say, and there could be somebody in that audience who needed to hear that that's local who will help, and so I think you did the right thing.
Yep.
Okay, we'll talk later.
Okay, I'm gonna send you that stuff tonight too. I got a lot of stuff to send to everybody tonight. I've been writing it down on a piece of paper. My schedule have to be busy.
And that's fine. And only thing we needed, I just want to make sure that if it's anything you need support with, because it's spring break week, and so if it's anything that you need support with, you need to make sure I get it so I can get it up to the staff before I get gone.
Okay.
All right, and I'll talk to you later.
All right, later.
Bye-bye.
Ooh, all right, y'all. I'll drop the link. If anybody wants to come up here and join me while we react to this video, you're more than welcome to. I'm actually gone. Hey, you want me to move to upstairs?
I need you to, because
all right, we gonna while we take a little mini intermission, I'm gonna take everything upstairs. So just hold on, y'all. Don't go nowhere. All right, y'all. I'm trying. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out how to make this. I'm trying to figure out how to get my volume popping over here. Right now. All right, if y'all can hear me, y'all still here. I hope y'all can hear me. It looked like it's a little green. It looked like it's a little green thing down there. Yep, y'all can hear me in the chat. I guess I don't know. I'm not sure. Type of tomato because we growing them tomatoes. Drop a tomato in the chat. Drop a tomato in the chat if y'all can hear you, girl, because I can't tell. I'm about to relocate. I don't know if I can be heard. See, get out of here. Okay. I didn't put that one in the chat. Press one. All right. I'm about to go. I'm about to relocate, y'all. I'm about to go take everything upstairs and get it situated. I gotta figure out how to play the audio so y'all can hear the audio. I don't know how to do that with that stuff, but we gonna figure it out. We sure are. So don't go nowhere. Go get some water, get a little cup of ice or whatever, and we're gonna be right back. We're gonna have an intermission. I'm gonna see y'all on the other side. Salute, man.